Hey, everybody. It's Linda Light, and I am here live with you tonight. As you can tell from the title, I've got some things I want to talk to you about. There is a very interesting area of study that I've been in the last week or so, like head over heels in study, and it's all about learning. It's all about making learning and learning things fun. Because otherwise, some of these subjects we have to learn about are very daunting, as we all know. So, hello and welcome. If you're new to my channel, welcome aboard. I'm going to go over a couple little things tonight, and we're going to have a discussion. I was thinking about doing a live discussion with anybody that wanted to come on live with me after I get talking a little bit. But then I thought, let's see how it goes tonight because there's a lot of things I want to talk about, and I don't want to take time away from anybody else. We'll do that another night, possibly, if you come on and see what's going on and all that. I did have it scheduled for 8 o'clock earlier. So if you're um, seeing this live and you're popping on, you're like, oh my God, she's on at 7:30. I was ready to go. So sometimes when you're ready to go, you just go. So who am I to be a person to challenge leadership? I'm going to start with that one because I've always been a person that challenged leadership. You're always supposed to ask questions and be discerning and use critical thinking, right? Challenging leadership is something that we're supposed to do. And we sort of got in a little bit of a mess over the years, haven't we? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also going to talk about becoming a master of your own domain. And I'm not talking about Seinfeld, the Seinfeld episode. And if you don't know what that reference is, that's okay. But there was a show they did, Master of Your Own Domain, and this has nothing to do with that. So I teach things like mastering your own energetic fields and things like that. And so becoming a master of your own standing and status and of your own jurisdictions. We got land, air, and water. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute or in a couple minutes. But when we have things that are um, new to us that we have to learn, we have to try to make it a game because otherwise these subjects are just too hard. So I want to ask you if anybody has heard of David Straight because it's David Lester Straight because his teachings just came across me in the last couple of weeks. And I have just been head over heels nonstop trying to sink my teeth into everything that he's teaching. And he's on the A team. That way, how you doing? Welcome. So he's on the A team with ground crew leadership. And if you don't know who he is, I do have a link down in the description box for you guys to check out. He has an 8-part series. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but we're going to talk about some of his things, some of his teaching methods, how they may differ from things like Parse syntax language and all that. And this topic isn't for everybody, and there's going to be people that are going to hear it and going to shut it off right away. That's okay. As a matter of fact, if you want to read an article I wrote, my last article today was on my website. It's updated, talks a little bit about this, kind of touches a little bit in this area. But in the law and the land, air, and water jurisdictions and all that, they talk about going in to change your status or to take your standing on and get the common law so it's on land and not on water, which is admiralty law. We're going to get into all this in a little bit later. But my area of jurisdiction is more the domain of the esoteric, of the spiritual forces, of that kind of thing, of your energy ownership of your own fields. And I teach mastership of all that. So mine's more in this, I'll call it the spiritual community area. But there's spiritual leadership that I would like to throw the gauntlet of a challenge down to and say, what action are you taking? So we'll get into that a little bit. Action steps with astrology supporting things that you're going through this week. This is just a little bit of a teaser because action steps in astrology, it could be something as simple as getting beat over the head a million times with the same thing and knowing you have to learn it. Like you're just like, oh, I really don't want to do this, but I have to learn. Learning is an action. So sometimes taking an action step might be, binge watching a workshop series of videos or taking some notes. It could be that. That could be your action steps. So I just want to take a quick minute first before I get into all this and thank all my patrons for your continued monthly support because, without you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue my work and my mission. So if you'd like to become a patron and make a monthly donation, my link is in the more section underneath this video. I guess they changed description box to just the word more. So you click on more, then you get the description in case you can't find it. Changed a few things around, it looks like. So that's where my link is for Patreon, and thank you in advance. I'd also like to give a special shout out and send my gratitude to Ruby Roo for your donation. Thank you so much, sister. Love and blessings to you, and I appreciate you so much for everything that you do. Also, Stephanie, I'm going to give you another shout out. Stephanie in Michigan. Thank you for that goodie box. I'm still working my way through it. I appreciate you so much, sister. And I wanted to give a shout out to Bev and Diane in Ohio because they just had, like a week ago, they had a tornado come through. Now, I don't know if it was confirmed tornado or not, but the town of Shreve, Ohio was without power like all week. And there was a lot of what I want to say, resurrection in the community going on because people were helping people. You got gas? Yeah, good for the generator. Okay, yeah, you got food in your freezer? Like, let's eat, stuff like that. Chainsaws, neighbors helping neighbors. So that was a blessing in disguise. And I'm sure Shreve will never be the same. But I have to say, I found it very interesting that it's a one light town. It's a very small town, like 10 blocks, they said, or something like that. And I found it very interesting that a Masonic lodge just appeared, where they have like one bar, one bank, one gas station kind of thing. And then you have this huge corner, 2 or 3 story building, massive red monstrosity. That's a Masonic lodge there. That's weird. Okay. What do they need a Masonic lodge there for? So you're welcome. That way, how you doing? I just popped on the comments here. So yes, the link is in the description box for David Straight. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. I've got a few things I want to say about that. When fraud creates all things legal, there is no legal remedy. Yes, okay. If you're talking about contracts and jurisdiction in maritime, if you're talking about that, yes. But there is a legal remedy, and it's redressing grievances and filing affidavits. And there's different ways to do it. And David Straight teaches that in such a profound way that it blows your mind. It's almost like too much information, but we have to learn. We have to learn. I keep thinking there's no legal remedy, but they keep poking at me, they keep poking at me. And it's like, man, if I learn this, if I get this stuff down, they're in trouble. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, a little bit of housekeeping real quick. If you're not a member of the Holy Bird Tribe on Facebook, look it up and request to join. That's our community, Holy Bird Tribe. And it's 3 words. And I was going to do like a flash discussion where I would drop the link in the Facebook group. It is a private group, but you just request to join. I'll let you in, as long as you didn't just create your Facebook account yesterday or something like that. So listen, in all seriousness, go and join that group because something like tonight, I could say, hey, I might even decide before the discussion's over. I might even decide, if we get some people in the chat and there's comments and questions and stuff, if you want to come on live with me, I will drop a link and you can join me right here live on YouTube tonight. So we'll see how that goes. Now, I want to talk about research because it's really important. Research, especially the last 2 years. In my personal research journey, I'm going to go through this a little bit and I'm going to be ringing some buzzwords. Now, I want to give a little bit of a testimony about it because I've been studying things for a very long time. I've been a bookaholic for most of my life, not starting around the age of 18 or 19. That's when my bookaholic started. Before that, I couldn't care less. So the one book I read in high school that got my attention, it was called Walking Across America, A Walk Across America, something like that. It was a good book. Everything else, it was just yawn. Like I didn't want to be bothered. So anyway, back to my personal research journey, because every time you choose to learn something, you are still educating yourself. And yes, there's false information that's out there. There's a lot of BS that's out there. I'm gonna call it SMU, shit made up. That's David Lester Straight's catchphrase. It's called SMU. And they do that a lot in the courts. And all the corporate laws and bylaws, they're not laws. They're they're based on a de facto fiction corporation, you know? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. And I probably don't use the words correctly yet. So listen, research is super important. I'm just going to go through a couple of the topics that caught my attention over the last 2.5 years. Okay. And I know a lot of these things I've already researched on. You guys have probably already researched on too. I'm totally sure of it. But just since, COVID hit, we'll say, there's topics that really got my attention, and I started getting educated and finding things. And then let's go through the topics. Here we go. Just off the top of my head, I jotted some of these down. All right. Children trafficking and all that darkness that goes with it. I'm not going to get into all that. Human trafficking in general, genocide, criminal enterprises, the cabal, the Illuminati, systems of control, world domination, Satanism, Q, the plan to restore the world, healing practices, galactics, technology, Space Force, intergalactic realities, humanity as a species, including the origins and the scientific constructs, negative alien agenda, projects of all kinds, such as Project Looking Glass and so many more. I won't list them all. CERN, weather modification, chemtrails, anti-gravity, free energy, the grids and the energy networks, all the ABC agencies, the corporation, the Crown, the Vatican, the Pentagon, and all that goes with all those deep dark holes. Clones, multidimensional realities. I said all along I've been studying some of these things, including the healing arts, like personal expansion stuff, all of that. Okay. NESARA, GESARA, and the GCR, the Global Currency Reset. Crypto, the metaverse, NFTs, currency, abundance, vows, karma, DNA, human biology, med beds, healing tech, the natural kingdom, and very, very real realities. Elements and all things included but not limited to, like crystals, minerals, spiritual forces, and more. The law, divine birthrights, dominion over land, air, and water. Common law, status and standing in a republic versus being a dead vessel lost at sea. Trust accounts, and it goes on and on. Now let's talk for just a minute about minor trust accounts. Get into the good stuff. Aside from all else that you've heard about the GCR, which will happen, that's the global currency reset. It'll balance out the playing field. It'll even it out for everybody when the time is right. GESARA is building itself with people taking action. We are the millionaires, multimillionaires, actually, and we don't even know it. Yes, okay, because it was stolen from us. That's true. And that should really piss you off. I know it pissed me off when I found out about it. But let me save my spot there. Interestingly enough, I found out about this probably 10 years ago, and it was almost impossible to find anyone that had a direct way or a path or some laid out plan of step by step what you need to do to reclaim your vessel that's lost at sea. There was no procedure or step plan or anything how to do it. And there was different people that would pop up on my radar over the course of the last decade, like Russell J. Gould. But he created this whole language and patented Parse syntax grammar And yes, it's holding true and valid. He's done so much work. He captured the flag, you know? So he's done an awful lot of work, but on a language to get everybody to learn this type of language in order for them to claim their trusts, no, that's not going to work. Like, not saying that we wouldn't, you know, do what we had to do and some people would learn it. It's like a course. Not everybody's going to take the same course. Some people want to learn, some people don't. Some people don't want to be bothered. Some people can't learn for security reasons. Anyway, I'm digressing. We humans don't tend to really take action with things until it affects us directly, as it should be, right? Some might argue free will. If it doesn't affect you, live and let live, right? So why would you take action until something actually affected you? Well, I am a free woman as living as queen over my dominion given to me by my creator as a free people. And here in Divine Province, I can make that claim because energetically, I have already been through my initiations and my awakenings, and I can claim that rightfully so and stand in that knowing of Divine Province. Now, to destroy their game and the false slave matrix system of control over humanity completely from within their own constructs, you almost have to play in their game by their rules. It's their constructs. So how do you win to defeat them from the inside? We must proclaim that we are awake. We know what's going on, like I see you, and we're a free man or woman by divine appearance, and we take full ownership over our unalienable rights. Yes, it's unalienable, meaning you cannot put a lien on it. Apparently, Bill Clinton took a lien out on every man and woman, or maybe it was child, every human that has legs and arms. like he stole money from the trust accounts based on a lien. So words are very important. When you're saying unalienable, it's different than unalienable. So it has meaning. So listen, apparently there's steps to be taken by those who want to take action and to take claim and ownership of their piece of the pie as far as status and standing goes in the old system of their control. And I'm adding that little caveat in there too, because you also have to be old enough to be able to handle it in their eyes. And perhaps that's the caveat that separates those who would be here to take action and those who would still play into their fears. And yes, there are those who know, and like I said earlier, simply can't do it because of things, like for security reasons. That's another story. But if the action is required for only a brief time and, you only have a small window, so, you have a small window for a potential experience as a leadership to step into something that your soul may want to experience. Do you think you have enough time left to do that? I mean, we don't really know when it's going to happen because eventually you have their system, you have the new system building underneath it, and it's going to like rise, like Phoenix rising from the ashes kind of thing. So the old is just going to, go away. And yes, it's going to happen. So do you just want to wait and maybe let somebody else do it for you? I mean, some people have just been beaten down. And look, all the man's laws will fade and universal laws will naturally be upheld and enforced with justice and redress on open ears and just action and compensation and restitution for all. That will happen. Just like nobody's going to get away with it. So this will come to pass, surely, I tell you, while we either wait for whatever reasons or choose to take action. Nevertheless, action is needed now more than ever. And you'll want to learn all you can about the final stages of the plan, which involves the people. It involves what nothing can stop. It involves you. So I want to talk a little bit again about David Straight because I highly suggest you get familiar with his work by watching his videos on YouTube. They're on YouTube, I think, from a level 1 workshop last summer. And there's 6 videos on YouTube. But if you go to Rumble, which is the link I put in the more section under the video description, whatever you want to call it, there's all 8 videos on Rumble for free. So check it out. See if it's something that might catch your attention as something you might want to research, because I'm challenging people in the spiritual community, because you got a lot of people in the spiritual community who are saying this or claiming that or saying this or saying this. And they're not doing anything that would be an action step. They're just complaining about things. And we can all do that. We can all complain. It's okay. Anyway, a lot of people that I've spoken to recently, they've heard about the trust accounts and becoming a state national, and maybe they've studied these subjects, but they think it's just too hard. It's too much work. It's too complicated. It's too this, it's too that. And it really is made that way to keep you away from that account, your accounts with an S, more than one. And like David Straight has said in some of his workshop videos that I've seen so far, like he said, the government has done a very good job handling the money. Like these accounts have gotten like 40% returns and crazy numbers like that. So they have actually done a good job with that. But that's aside from the fact that they stole it from you. They stole it from you. So anyhow, there's multi-millions of dollars in accounts for you guys. If you have a birth certificate, if you're born after, 33 or something like that, 1933, you've got a trust account or multiple trust accounts. But some people think it's just too hard to become a state national. And, some of us like me, we just kind of waited, like hoping and having faith that the old system would just collapse before we needed to actually learn the things that aren't going to matter in the future, like where we're going. It's not going to matter because all the SMU, all the shit made up, all of that's going to go away. So why do we have to learn how to play in that sandbox? And that's a big question. I want to know what you guys think. Let me come over here. Comments. Hey, C, thanks for joining. All right, let's see. That way. Hey, that way. You are commenting here. All right, let's see. You found out in 2012 it was illegal to use the legal name. You simply stopped using it for any reason whatsoever. And it took down all systems around free as a bird. Oh, are you a... Wait a minute. So are you a state national? Or did you just find out how to talk in their legalese and get around what they were doing through their own, beat them at their own game? Let me know. That's interesting. Or all cap. That's the all cap letter name. It is a fact the legal name you think is yours is actually the mark of the beast. Yeah. The beast has many marks now, apparently. Oh, thank you, C. This channel has a powerful draw on you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will keep up the good work. It's comments like these. I got a really beautiful email this morning from a client, and it was a little follow-up one that just made my heart sing. You don't always get to know the effects you have on people, and sometimes it just really keeps you going, So I keep going. Now, let me see. I know there was other things I wanted to cover too, but shit made up. Yeah. So like I have this big issue with why we have to learn what doesn't apply to us. Like if I claim that I am a free woman on divine province, I am here, I have divine birthrights because I'm in a body and I'm claiming it, that should be enough. But everything else is SMU. It's shit made up. Yeah. Why would we, all right, so why would we not need to know what happened? We should know what happened. We should know how they created it, how they, depending on if you were born, was it before 70 and between 30 and 70, sometimes 600 and some $1,000. And I think they insured it or bonded it for $1 million. And then everyone after that, let me see if I have these figures. Everyone after that was $1 million and $1 million, I think. There's a lot of money because think about how many years that is, getting 40% over and over, compounding interest. Oh, here we go. If you were born between 33 and 75, you were bonded for initial investment at $630,000. If you were born between 75 and 79, it was $1 million. And if you were born after 79, it was 2 million. So, and it's insured at twice the amount. All right. So that's huge. Anyhow, these trust accounts are very real and we are going to have access to them. It just ticks me off that we have to still, and a friend of mine said this recently. I'm not going to say her name, but she said recently, oh, I hope you guys can hear me okay. I forgot my microphone. There. All right. Can you hear me guys okay? Stephanie, hey, ladies and gentlemen. So a friend of mine said to me recently, what did she say? I got sidetracked. I gave you a shout out earlier, Stephanie. I'm still working on your box of goodies. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sister. So good. Um, what did my friend say to me? Oh, yeah. So she said to me, if somebody is still telling you what you can and can't do, you are still a slave. You are not truly free. And I might soften that a little bit because we're in a transition right now. We didn't know we were slaves. We're learning, or we have learned, and or we are learning. There's still people that don't even know. So as people are learning this and we're transitioning out and through, you have to have somebody, in the front that's like kind of knock at the door. The door's not going to open. Pound at the door. Well, maybe put some C4 on there and blow it open. Like, so there's troopers and warriors and people in the trenches that are in the front that are busting down the doors and knocking down the walls and all of that. So action steps. They got up to a certain point now where they said, okay, the door's wide open, but we need to have so many people cross the bridge, so that we can whatever. So they have to have a tipping point. They have to have so many people step forward that are willing to knock down the next gate that's so big and whatever. It's like the complete destruction of the system from within, or whatever you want to call the gate. And they need so many people there to do it. So the call to action is from spiritual community leadership. It's from GCR, Nasera Jacera, and economic communities and leadership. It's for ET and Space Force leadership. It's from the galactic community leadership. It's from any walks of life. I don't care if you're nutrition, ASMR, health and beauty, working out, like whatever you do, if you are in a body, you have a right to these trust accounts in the United States. Now, I don't know about other countries, but I know you can still claim yourself as a free state national, and they're doing it. They're doing it in other countries. So I know that this is something that's going to create freedom for the rest of the world. It's Nasera Jacera. And we talk about there's so many things that come in together with this because, you have bad guys, you want to see them held responsible. That's a whole different thing. But when we're talking about transitioning and the economy's got to collapse because we got to get out of the fiat system, there was a bank run in China starting on the 17th, and people were in line. Actually, I should put that link if you haven't seen that yet from James Kaufman. I'll just say his name right now, James Kaufman. He does World News Tonight on YouTube. That's his channel, World News Report or World News Tonight. Shoot. Camping for Life. Yeah. My car is like it's like a go bag. My car is a go bag. Literally, if I have to bug out, I got the bug out mobile going. All right. So James Kaufman, I'm going to make a note because I want to make sure you guys get that. All right. So I will come back and I will put that in the comments and I will pin that as a top comment. Okay. Or I'll just put it in the more section, whatever. You'll find it if you want to come back later. So James Kaufman was reporting today on the run in China on the banks. People could not get their money. And it's been going on since the 17th. There was a video taken. There's been police out there trying to stop it. It's in Shanghai. It's in two or three other places. He was naming them all. I can't pronounce some of the things he was saying. He couldn't pronounce it either, to be honest. But it's not. It started in China. It's a bank run. They can't get their money. There's nothing for the banks to give them. People were waiting in line, blocks long lines, only to find out they can't get their personal accounts. They can't get access. So is that coming to America? When is it going to happen? Who knows? Who knows? But we do know that there was was it in April? I think it was. I posted something in April that in December, they had run a financial collapse scenario, just like they did for the pandemic. They ran it a few months before the thing actually happened. It's in the process of happening right now. So whether you want to, you know, just go get some money out just to have a little safe. Now, I personally, like, I was talking to my mom about this and I was talking to other people who have, good sense of what's going on. And the idea is this is my opinion. This is only opine, okay? Just opinion. So I'm not a financial advisor. I'm going to make that disclaimer right now. I think it's already written in the description box because I knew I was going to talk about it. And the thing is, I believe that the system underneath the quantum financial system and where we're going already has screenshots from a specific date and time before this all goes. It could have been taken Friday, when the banks closed. It could have been a year ago. I mean, who knows when and how, but I believe they've taken screenshots. They know it is in people's accounts. And when the system goes and the banks can't pay you anything and everything gets, kabush in the United States, when that happens, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to think they lost everything. Now, here's what I think could happen when that goes down. I don't think that the next day that, the new system just pops up and everybody has the money back in their accounts. Magic, you know, hmm, something doesn't feel right about that to me. So, what I think might happen, and this is just theoretical again, is that they might have a pre-designed thing, like an education course of some sort that's done on the blockchain. It's already set up, I think, and that people will go through like a study course so that they can learn what happened, how to protect it, how it'll never happen again, and then they'll get access back to their money, which will be every single bill will be tied to a piece of gold or an asset of some sort. So when that happens, I also think that they'll gain access to their trusts when they take maybe another course, because people that aren't learning their status and standing and making claim to that now, their minor trust accounts, the people that are not doing that now, and it's God, it feels so daunting when you start looking at the affidavit and all the things you got to do. And I can see why a lot of people would say no thanks, even for the money. Well, I think when people are desperate for money, they will do what they need to do, but it's complicated. It's the formatting is very discouraging for people. There's a lot of people that just don't have the legal sense to be able to do this. And you don't have to know legalese for this, but you do have to bullet point all of your claims. There's a certain way you got to do it. And, people that have tried to access these accounts in the past have been thrown in jail. So there has been issues with that. So you, you don't want to access it prematurely. And you don't want to sit back and wait, because what if we need a certain amount of people to change the status and standing, even if you don't get access to the account right away, just in order to break the wall down so that we can all get access to the accounts. So it wouldn't make sense that they're just going to hand everybody multi-million dollar accounts. Like, that just doesn't make sense, right? Well, what if you had to work your way to claiming those accounts? And I'm not trying to present this as a solution. Personally, I think if it's your account, it's your money, you should give it to you and piss off. Like, here's extra for all the trouble we caused you and all the harm and all the fees and taxes and illegal, that's just I could go on a rant on that one. But, there might be some kind of middle way where people think they lose everything, but yet they're going to gain more, but they have to learn how it happens so that it never happens again. We have to be educated about it. You can't just hand everybody multi-million dollars and be like, okay, 90% of the people would probably piss it away on stupid shit. So, back to my little thing here. Would we not need to know what happened and how it happened to correct it and how we have to correct it so it doesn't happen again? If the old system's going away, one could all argue, no, we don't need to learn all of their rules and all of their games and tricks about jurisdiction and legalese and all that. We don't have to learn all that because it's our money, it's our accounts. You could argue that. That's true. So what does a state national mean to you? It gives you a little limited immunity too. So is it saying I'm with the true republic? So I'm not Republican, Democrat, I'm a state national now? Because yeah, you can't vote in their system. But as a state national, can't you vote in a republic? So you also have immunity. You don't need driver's license. There's a lot of benefits, but there's pros and cons to it because some people can't do it because their spouse or somebody may have security clearances or whatever, and you just don't want the trouble. So that's a whole nother story. I'm learning as we go. I'm trying to present you guys stuff that I'm learning and questions that I come up with. But if you guys have any, let me come over to the comments and see how we're doing here. You've been bugged out for a decade. There, that way. Nice. Nice, nice. Well, if I had access to my minor account, they said, well, you could just buy a vehicle, just to make sure I'd be afraid they'd throw me in jail. I'd probably have one word wrong and they'd come and get me. Just kidding. I'm not afraid of anything or anybody. Nope. So if they said go buy something, I would get an RV. And it would be one that I could drive because I really don't want to drive a big bus. But I'm a Taurus. I would love to have a really nice big RV, but anyhow, that's how it goes. Bugged out. That's funny. Yeah, my car's a bug out car. I remember when I first did my trip last year and I was going across America and I went to Kansas and I did a video at Sarah's house, Sarah the seed dropper. And I did a video at her house and it was van life in an Outlander because it's like a little hatchback car. Stack money. And take a job. Yes. So that's probably what, see, your gut knows, your spirit knows, you know the truth inside. You know what the truth is inside, and your spirit, your soul's gonna tell you. So if I'm saying something that seems a little out there, well, sometimes I say things that's a little out there. But if you feel a truth within, if there's something that's hitting you, then you know. A me is the enemy. What do you mean? Me is the enemy. And oh, I get it. Name. Yeah, you're probably like, duh, Linda. Hey, Scotty. Yo, what's up? Nice to see you in the crew. That is so funny. I like that. Name is the enemy. I'm writing that one down. N-A-M-E. And it sounds like it too. Well, well, well. So, Scotty, we're just having, you'll have to go back and listen up later. Isn't that nice? I'm not going to fill you in. Go listen. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of in a mood tonight because I've been stuck nonstop in studying, and I shouldn't say nonstop. I'm taking breaks. I know when to go to the park. I'm going to visit my dad. He's been, you guys, if you follow my channel, you remember he almost passed away in November. And then I think he forgot that he was on his deathbed and he got better. He's got Alzheimer's, but he's in the hospital now. Like he's not eating now. So he's really hitting the final stages and it's just sad. And my mom had a stent in the hospital a couple weeks ago and she's having some troubles too, but I'm exactly where I need to be and I'm at peace with that right now. And oh yeah, so guys, do you guys remember if you watched my channel a couple years ago or a year ago? Do you remember before I left my cat Simon, that really special cat Simon? He crossed over the other day. I was still in touch with the owners, and he had diabetes, and they were giving him insulin, but then he took a turn for the worst, and he stopped eating and drinking, and he crossed over. And my daughter's cat crossed over like 2 days before Simon. So like sad, boo-hoo. This is the life, right? This is what we have to do. Hey, Rachel, a person who's a person. I'm about to put my little ones down. Love you too. Thanks for dropping your seeds of light. Love works too. Love and light. We're dropping love and light here. That's what we're doing. That's all we can do. We send our love, we send our light. We make our intentions and we keep things bright. And yes, there was a little bit of a poem there. All right. So where was I? I was saying that would we not need to know what happened and how it happened and how to correct it so that it never happens again. So why would we not need to learn that? All of us, not just the crew in the front that's knocking the walls down, not just the, certain minority percentage of people. Why wouldn't we all need to learn that? Not just ground crew, earth leadership, or patriots only, or whatever. Isn't it where we go one, we go all? So let me know your thoughts on this in the chat or the comments if you're watching later. I'd be interested to know how you guys feel about all that. Do you think that we should learn about how we got swindled and shafted and how to correct it? Or should the white hats just flip the switch and let everybody cross the finish line without having to learn how we got where we are and how to correct it? And then, of course, my next statement would be is if we have to correct it in the same confines that the fraud took place, then someone else is still telling us what to do. Are they not? Then are we truly free? Gotta think about that. The key right now, I think, is to cultivate that deep desire to learn what we don't know, to learn what's missing, the missing piece to the puzzle. That quite little evasive bugger. Oh, how dare he evade me? Just cultivating that desire to learn. If we don't commit ourselves to learn more every single day, then why are we even here? It's all about learning. There's always something to learn, I would present. Most likely, for most of you guys, though, the one thing that this is true with me, so I'm projecting this out to you now. The one thing that you really don't wanna learn, the one thing that you keep resisting, it keeps popping up in your feed or in your stream or in your consciousness, or you keep hearing it. You just keep hearing about it everywhere, it seems. So, basically, you can't hide from it. When it's your time, and if you try to hide, it will find you. The harder you resist, the more it'll smack you in the face with hellos. All right. Now, this is the part of the conversation where I actually planned this out. Yes, and I did type this out too. I was going to invite you all in for a live discussion if you wanted to come on the channel with me and have a discussion. So I was going to put this in the Holy Bird Tribe, put the link in the Holy Bird Tribe Facebook group. Now, I don't think I'm going to do that tonight because it seems like a few of you guys are, a little busy right now. I don't know if anybody wants to come on or not. If you want to come on and talk about these things, let me know in the comments now because I still have time. I can put the link in. But if you don't belong to Holy Bird Tribe on the Facebook groups, it's a private group, but you can still search it and find it, Holy Bird Tribe, and request membership, request like entrance or whatever. Once you're in there, if I do something like this and I pop up on a live and I say, hey, come and join me. You know how Bev joins me and all that on here. And we have the roundtable, we have different people on. If you guys want to join me for a pop-up live discussion sometime, or I might do something and say, hey, anybody out there working on a service like Sarah doing readings or Bev doing astrology charts or Sherry doing star maps or anybody doing, Michael doing his crypto or anything like that. If you guys have a website or a service or a product or something, if you want to sell it, if you come on my channel live, I will totally let you promote it. So just saying, open forum here. And then you can share the video with your friends and so on. All right, let me come back to the chats here, see where you guys are at. Okay. Putting them down to sleep. Okay, you guys are talking amongst yourselves, it looks like here. All right. Just listen to the important reads of my community posts. Hell yeah, we need to know so we don't allow it again. You're right. Yep. Stephanie, you'd rather learn. Yeah. I'd rather learn too. I mean, I was putting it off. I really, because you know what it was? It was Parse Syntax Language from Russell J. Gould, and I was starting to learn that, and I was gonna take that on, I was gonna learn it, and it just was just not right. Spirit was guiding me like, "You're wasting your time with this. Like, it's not gonna be the way." And maybe it has worked for some people for some things, but it just was this whole thing that was just too much. I think a lot of the premise is good. But anyway, I was just kinda like, "I don't wanna learn." So David Straight, his technique doesn't use Parse Syntax Language. I mean, he might put a hyphen or a colon in for certain things with the name, but he doesn't teach Parse Syntax for his methods, and that's what I like about it. I mean, changing your status can do an awful lot. So, lamb burgers. Okay, so you wanna join it next week? Alright, so I didn't say I was gonna do this next week, but maybe I will. Oh, that thing brushed. Okay. You can't do Facebook, Scott. Well, Scotty, you know what? If you send me an email, lindalight2012@gmail.com, and give me your email, and then I'll send you a link when I go live. I'll just put it because if anybody's not on Facebook, I will not hold that against you, but I might just make sure it's a private group, and then anyone else that's not on Facebook, just I'll have an email list for you, and I'll send it out that way. And actually, if I'm doing it by email, yeah, you might actually get advance notice. Lucky you. Lucky you. Okay, that way you're saying just listen to my created playlist or my community post. I In your community post, I haven't even I'm embarrassed to say I haven't even looked. I don't scroll in feeds often. Sometimes I pop on to see what's going on and I'll catch a few things, but I found them so distracting and I wind up scrolling for like an hour or 2 hours and it's like wasted time. Like, I lost so much time scrolling. I had to not scroll in feeds anymore. So doing Linda for over a decade, study. Doing Linda for over a decade. Uh-oh, what are we I haven't been on here for a decade. Uh, I would rather stay, like, in the closet. Within the week? Oh, cool. Well, Stephanie, maybe we should do that. We'll plan a little chat or something like that. Alright, so Holy Bird Tribe, Scotty, again, send me that email because okay. Boom, boom, pow. God. Oh, boom, boom, pow. I'm sorry, that's funny. Alright, Scotty. There we go. Alright. Alright, that's funny. Alright, so this is where I would be dropping the link at this point in the show, and then I was gonna wait for you guys while I drop the link, and then I was gonna pull a card for you, so I'm still gonna pull the card. It's a Fergie song? Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. It's Black Eyed Peas. That's right. I thought it sounded familiar. Oh my god. Pull it like it's Jesus Christ. Okay, there's some hot for you. Happy family and door to spirit. We've got a 4 with a happy family. 4. That's a solid foundation. That's the number you want. Wow. Okay, so here, I'll show you the cards. There's the 4, happy family, the rainbow. You know what the rainbow on the other side of the rainbow is the pot of gold, right? Yep. That's right. And then we got door to spirit. It's a 5. 4 and 5 is sequential. I really think one of the things they were talking about in this study and with David Lester and status and changing and all that stuff, one of the things was you have to walk in with that knowing. You get up as soon as your name is called, and before you take your first step, you're already putting the words out of your mouth as Your Honor, I'm here on your special appearance by divine providence, requesting a court of common law. So as you're speaking these things, like anybody can learn how to say something like that, but do you really know it? Are you learning how to do it with confidence because you don't have the confidence, or do you know it first so that when you go in, even if you're timid, you still know it, but your confidence shines through because then that spirit just comes in and takes over. It's like everything that you know within yourself, everything that you're learning about spiritually, galactically, multidimensionally, plasmically, whatever, as you're learning about your multiple bodies and your multiple gifts and things that open up in your tree of life as you evolve and learn the door to spirit there. As you're learning these things, the confidence just comes. Like, when you get a couple of, I want to say vindications, couple validations, couple synchronicities or something at just the right time. And then all of a sudden you're just like, I know divine providence. I'm here on a special mission. I just know it. As a son or daughter of God, you can call it. You can call it as your own queen or king of your domain. But see, to step into court to have to say that versus not, I think if you're already master of your own energy fields, you've already been crowned in the galactic and the heavenly realms, and you've already had those titles bestowed on you, and yet maybe you're waiting for everybody else. Maybe it's time, maybe you're waiting where we go one, we go all, so that, you're right there. You have ownership of that now, stepping forward and claiming it. Why would we have to do it in an old system that's going away? I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. That's the little child inside of me, because these are minor accounts. We are considered children spiritually. I don't know who made that shit up, but here we are in a body. Okay, if we're supposed to live a couple hundred years and we're only, how old now? We're still young, but they've shortened our lifespan, so that all goes out the window. So in this sense, you have multiple ways that you can do this. There's adjacent possibilities for people, which is exactly what I needed to hear from Spirit. Adjacent possibilities. There's things you haven't even thought of. There's doors on the floor. There's doors on the ceiling and on the upper parts of the walls. It's not just a door at the end of the hall. It's not just a door to your right or door to your left. It's like training in martial arts. We had this master who used to train us at Black Belt Camp, and he would teach something called training line. His name was Master White. He's in the World Tang Soo Do Association. And he used to teach us this directional teaching that he came up with. It's called training line. But it just basically taught you that some of the earlier forms, which is like 1st through 8th grade or whatever, they judge it like a younger school. And some of these forms, when you're coming up through the colored belts, by the time you're done the Pyongyans, those young forms, you have learned how to defend from every possible angle of an attack. The Pyongan is a huge section before you get to, Basai, which is a really fun form, 52 moves. Anyway, my old karate self is coming out. So that is a 6. So we got a 4 with Happy Family, we got a 5 with Door to Spirit, and we've got a 6 with Adjacent Possibilities. So I don't think it's just one particular account. I don't think it's anything like that. I think there's a lot of things, and I was hearing that the GCR is some of the countries that have a lower value, and the dollar used to be higher. But as the dollar and euro and different things come down and the other ones start to go up, when they get closer to the middle, then they can have the global currency reset. I mean, imagine if all of this just dropped at once. Like, we know the tribunals have been going on. We know that there's members of the press that are in 3 places, not just Gitmo. We got like Gitmo 2.0 and Gitmo 3.0. So like, you got 3 places where these tribunals are going on. There's members of the press there witnessing and documenting it. So when the time comes to flip the switch, the press release will, get their marching orders, and they will have to cover it. So anybody's worried, mainstream media, I get disgusted when I see it now. It's just, we stop lying. We know they're lying. I'm not going to get upset anymore. I try not to watch it. My mom watches it. She also is very, very smart. So she lets it go in one ear and out the next, but she's been programmed. So she likes to keep it on every night because that's part of her program. But she's also with it. she's also, she's my mom. She's got to know. All right. That's what I've been doing. I apologize. What are you apologizing for? I must have missed something here. It's okay, Linda. You'll find out when you find out. Yeah. Oh, wait, I missed some back here. It is our responsibility to know the law, to know what rights we are guaranteed under the natural. Oh, here you go. Good one. Grant. Is that? Yeah. Yep. I agree with you, Scotty. It's our responsibility to know the law and what rights we're guaranteed under natural law. So if we know these, do we have to know all of the methods of? No, you know what? There may only be a few methods moving forward if we're going back to common law and all of that. So, yeah, it is going to be important to know. I definitely think it's important to know, or I wouldn't be studying it right now. Okay, love that. Oh my God, I'm really far behind. Definitely love to learn more about this. Every time you've looked into the subject, guidance was like, this isn't right. Yeah, Stephanie, exactly. Sometimes that just happens. And it's right now for me to learn. I don't know if it's right for me to take the full on action and do it right now, moving forward as if, I'm doing this. But I see, it's almost like I see what I have to do ahead of me. And yeah, there's a part of me just resisting it. We shall see. Find out when we find out. A few days of rest. You guys, my comments were just jumping all over me. Sorry. The truth does not need a belief. It's either accepted or not accepted. Yes. That one's going up on the board. You get a gold star. Gold star for you. Don't ask the judge if he can use it in a sentence. No. You mean like challenge the judge? No, you don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to challenge the judge. No sense of humor at all unless it's coming from them. Yeah, judges are just, they've received so many payoffs. I can't even believe some of the things they get payoffs from. But, yep. Stephanie, as I'm at the point where I'm just reading books now, not much content resonates anymore. But live years and Sherry's lives, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, if you want to come on and do something too, I know you've been working on a website and my offer still stands. If you need some help, I'm happy to help. And I'll let you guys know while you're still on here too. My website was newly expanded. I just posted an article earlier this afternoon. And the website now, it was in an expansion process. It's not that it's all, ooh, you're going to go there, it's new, but a lot of the projects that I have, I've brought it into the fold now and I've tied all the pieces together instead of having separate websites for this and trying to use a link tree. I just have it all on my website. So go check it out. I even have my recent sold dot art. I've been making things like mandalas and soul infused art, and I've been doing all this kind of stuff. Let me see. If it's going to ask me to draw it over, I'm not going to show you. I'll make a video out of it and then I'll put it up. And it's taking its time loading. Anyhow, that's what I've been up to. I've been learning and just doing art and working on my website and articles and taking care of the parents and trying to find time to take a hike once in a while. Yes. And making a very nice outdoor area on the concrete porch outside. It's on the second floor. You love the new art. Thank you, Stephanie. My site is Linda Light or Teach Peace Designs. Oh, yeah, I guess I should run a banner. Yeah, hold on. I have a banner for that. Thank you for reminding me. Look at this. Ah! It says check out lindalight.com for all current projects and to check out my newly expanded website. And it's Linda with a Y. Linda Light, just like my name here. Okay. So that's about it. Wait, let me go back to my notes here. I keep sidetracking. All right. So we got the cards. Let's see. Remember that it's okay to challenge authority and to challenge absolutely everybody and everything, especially if they are treading on you in some way. And the last announcements that I wanted to make was that Sacred Warrior Space podcast will return later this month, since the most recent phase of my website expansion project is now complete. So now I'll have time to go back to the podcast. And here's a special announcement for anybody. Personal quantum sessions, which include a reading, will be $100, and that will be effective through June. So through the rest of June, it's a 50% discount for my quantum sessions, including a reading. I usually do them not in person. I'll do a video. I do the session, I record what happens in the session, and after the session is done, I tell you what happens and I record it. And then I do a live reading that I record so that you can keep going back to it. That's normally what I do. Now, for the $100 fee for that donation, you have to go into my services page on the website. And then when you click on the donation button, you got to click in other and type in $100. That's the trick. So that's how you do it. And when you do that, I will use your email. I will get in touch with you and then we will set up. I will do a live personal session, but you will not get the video because we'll be doing a live session. So that's till the end of June. That's the special that I'm offering. And as you go about your day, I'll say that later. Let me check the comments first and see if you guys have anything else you got going on here. Treading. That's what oh no. Has your employer been treading on you? Oh, yeah, hell of a deal. Thanks. Yep, 50% off. And we're just doing it till, let me see. Let me check. Let me actually look at the calendar before I say it. The end of June is Thursday. We'll go till July 1st because the fourth weekend. Yeah, we'll just say to the end of June. And if somebody books it on the 1st, that's fine. I'll still take it. But that's when the special's going for. Then if you've never had a session, you want a session because the ones in person always go very well. I never have any feedback from people. So doing the straight up session and then the reading after and then recording the video. And then sometimes I don't hear from people and then I hear it like later, but cards never lie. The cards are really great. They're really awesome to help channel in information, what your higher self might want you to know. Maybe you're resisting something or not hearing something. It like validates what you already know. Great deal. Yes, it's a great deal. I love you. Stephanie, don't forget to go back to the beginning of this when we're done here in just a minute. And I gave you a little shout out for your goodies if you weren't on at that time. Let's see. You know what? I guess we'll come back next week again. Maybe we'll do this again. I'll talk to you, Stephanie, later. We'll talk privately. And Scotty, you were going home from work, I think you said. So you probably wouldn't be good to do a daytime. But I'd be looking at either Sunday night or Monday night, either the 26th or the 27th next week. Maybe we'll come back and do this again and I'll bring you guys into the stream and we'll meet in person live for the first time on YouTube. And then we'll have a discussion about all kinds of stuff. You guys can even suggest ideas to me if there's something you want to talk about or something that you know about that you're comfortable talking about. Otherwise, we'll just have like an open, kind of like when we did the Galactic Force team in some ways, sort of more like an open discussion. That all started with an open discussion on AI. And the next thing you know, I'm hosting the Galactic Force team. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. I agree. I completely agree with you that way. Yep. They're done. It's only a matter of time. It's game over. My question is, how long do we have to? I know everybody has that question, how long? But I'm right there with you guys. Like, how long do we have to wait until somebody says, because from last year, apparently on, according to David Lester, we're on Trump's time. So, how long are they going to make everyone watch this messed up scene? You can call it a movie if you want. You can call it a play. You can call it acting. They're playing a role. Okay. But how long do we have to keep watching this? It's getting ridiculous. And if it's going to get more ridiculous, then I guess we just keep using our bug out mentality. We just keep ourselves out in nature. We just keep the news off. Don't watch it. Don't let it come in. But you know what? I know there's going to be a day where we're all going to be glued to the TV set, and I don't think anyone's going to miss it because we're all going to want to see justice. We all have that. And people have just tuned out. They're just tuned out until that day comes. I know people personally who have said, I just want to live in this 3D reality, in this reality. And that's like a backhanded slap in the face to conspiracy theorists. When somebody says, I just want to live in this reality, you're like saying, I don't want to know the truth because the truth may not be in this reality right now. That's what they're saying. I don't want to learn about something that is not in this reality. Well, it is in this reality. You just don't know it because you don't believe it yet. You haven't done the research to be able to support your belief system that it is real. These things are happening. These things are going on. And I'm not saying you guys, I'm talking to the person that was given a backhanded comment to me. I say conspiracy theorist is the gold standard of titles right now. That's what I say. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I had a Scotty, this is bringing up something. I didn't have cable for a long time, many years now. And I did have a smart TV for the kids. Well, they were older, they were teenagers, and then they all went to college. They're all off on their own and whatever. Well, I remember having a really nice TV, and it was a 3D glass TV and stuff for movies would be great. I hardly ever had it on. I put like music on, or I put a picture of a fireplace on or something, just, fish tank, big ass fish tank. And I had an incident with somebody and it got destroyed. Yeah. Somebody's anger took over, and that person, who shall remain nameless, destroyed a lot of things in my home. And this was actually a few months before I was told I had to leave during the pandemic. Yeah. So that TV got destroyed and I didn't care. I cared about everything that happened, but I didn't care about the items. It was like, items don't matter. What the F is wrong with you? You know, I let someone in my home and I shouldn't have, or whether I should or shouldn't have, that's up to me to decide whether I'm going to should all over myself. But the person that was in my home that did this is still learning their lessons, we'll say. Now, I don't think we need 51%. I think what I heard was that way. I think I heard it was under 4 million. I think it was between 3 and 4 million was the magic number. And they were saying that recently I had heard, I think it was a year ago when David Strait had done his things, there was something like 40,000 people that had already switched to state nationals. And then in a year, they were already at 2.2 million. So like we're getting close, we're getting close. If that's what needs to happen for the trigger to be pulled, so to speak. Excuse me, not advocating violence at all. I'm not condoning that. But if there has to be a magic number or something like that for this, and we just don't know it because maybe we're not part of that. Maybe we don't need to be state nationals. Maybe not everybody. Well, a lot of people aren't going to be state nationals. What does that mean in the long end of things? Well, you'll know inside whether that is your mission or not. Right? Shit happens. I scratch a bald spot when I see people still backing sleepy, knowing damn well JT was stolen, but they hate Trump. You know what? I know, but they're going to find out the truth. They're all going to find out. Boy, that's going to be That's just gonna be a day, and, like, that's gonna be, like, super vindication when everybody finds out the truth. That's what I'm waiting for. But, yeah, I don't think it's 51%. Now maybe energetically, there's things that go on because I know they do with light quotient bodies if you're talking about the flash, the solar flash from the grand central sun and the sun and all that. If you're talking about that, I know that there's a quotient of light that needs to be reached, and, you just keep going, raising your vibration, being a little better today than you were yesterday, yada, yada, yada. As you're going on doing that kind of thing, you're raising your vibration. There's a certain percentage of people that have to be above, like, a 51% level of light in their body, but I don't think that's the same thing as the state national thing that they're waiting for to, um, flip it so you can access your minor trust accounts, which are yours. Multimillionaires you are. You're multimillionaires. Did you know that? You guys did. I know you did. I'm just sharing my process with you because I'm still learning. No legal names, no legal games. Oh God, the legal games, the legalese is just nuts, man, and they keep hitting me from every angle. I'm telling you, can't wait for this shit to end. A big picture TV frame Stephanie got myself and play good frequency through YouTube. Yeah, there you go. Just put on one of those. You have to look for the ones that don't have the commercials because if you're playing like nature sounds and you have this beautiful babbling brook with gorgeous, like poppin' green, lush, whatever, and you play, and then all of a sudden this obnoxious commercial comes on, Vax, mask, whatever. Oh my God, I hear that. Ah, I'm just giving myself away. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like they tried to steal the song from I'm Just a Bill sitting here on Capitol Hill. You know that? You know those songs? It's like they tried to hijack that. Hijack everything. And it's crazy because it's on billboards all over the place here. It's like this campaign to get people to, this big push, and they're trying to push the young kids now. It's like disgusting. It's really disgusting. They know it, they just won't say it. Yeah. Well, they will when it's all over the news. If you're talking about the people that won't admit that it was stolen, yeah, they'll they'll be talking about it. Yeah, there's no way. It's just oh, think about it if it was the other way around, it would be a little hard to eat that humble pie, right? Because they're gonna realize their hatred was misplaced, and it's their own personal awakening, reckoning moment that they have to have. They have to forgive themselves for really falling for that kind of propaganda and the hatred that came from it. Like, even if it's not about money, right? So, if we know that money is not our true abundance, it's the energy, it's the love energy, that's our true abundance, right? So, if our divinity, if that spark of our divine is that true abundance, that's that true gold, then think about all the people that hated one man because then somebody talking head on the news told them to. Think about how many people are gonna be like, sucker written right across my forehead, right? They're gonna be like, I can't believe that I did that. It drives me crazy too. I understand. I understand, Scotty. Never commercial. I have a specific playlist. Oh, I wish my mom didn't have that on there. I wish she didn't play it because it's two-bedroom apartment, so when I go outside, I gotta walk through and I eat dinner, it's like, it's right there. It's like, I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it, but that's okay. I love my mom, and this time here with her now is actually very cherished, and it's treasured by me, and I think her too. But I eat my crow if it's mine. Yep, I do too, Scotty, but not everybody's like us that way. No, and you know what? Not everybody you can't if you hate, you can't love. You can't have the 2 at the same time. They say it's like a quarter, you still have one or the other, but it's only facing this way or this way. Did you guys know that the $100 bill is the transition dollar, the transition money currency that we're have you seen it? The new $100 bills? They have the blue stripe down, almost in the middle, and everything on the right-hand side has got the inkwell and the gold in there. Like, have you seen it yet? That is tied to actual gold. This is transition money from what I understand. I pulled out $100. Yeah, not that I have $100 bills all the time, but I had a $100 bill. I pulled it out. I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, check this out." Yep. When I first saw it, I paid attention to it, and then I forgot about it because, well, we never got the rainbow currency, but that's coming. It's all coming. Pay attention to your physical body around people. Yes, because you get signals. I just had this happen today. Sister Jasmine, you guys remember her from, well, she was a Shasta. She was also in the Holy Bird Tribe council meetings that I had. If you watch my channel that long, and she's getting ready to have a baby if she hasn't had her, and any day if she hasn't had her yet. And congratulations, sister, if you already had your precious joy arrive and you happen to see this, which I doubt you will, but if you do, I just dropped a package for her in the mail today. And I forget where I was going with this now. What are you saying there? Yeah, it's like, take it out. Psh, gone. Wait, it'll come back to me. Yeah, so, all right, yeah, you saw the $100 bills too. Okay. Oh, physical body around people. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Stephanie, even though you didn't do anything. You wrote this comment earlier and I just saw it again. So, the girl that was checking me out was typing in, all the stuff and doing what she had to do. And I could feel her breathing like up in here, like really shallow breaths. I could feel it in my own body. And I just spoke to her like, you know, she wanted my email. And when I said Linda Light, she's like, oh, that's cool. Cause the last name's Lichty, Lichti. And that's not spelled the same way. She's like, that's not your last name. And she's like, light. I said, like a light bulb. And as we started talking, I said, well, she's like, that's just a really cool name. Like, it sounds really neat. And I was like, thanks. And I said, that's my handle on YouTube. And it says, kind of my brand, I guess. And then we started talking and we're talking about energy exchanges with people and how you can feel in your body things echo. Cause she was like, what's my aura look like? And I was like, I can't see your aura. Like, I'm not going to stand there and pretend something. So I said to her, I feel it, but I don't see it. Now, if I wanted to look quantum sight and look in there, I could have, but it was like, I felt like I'm just meeting this person. I don't want to be boom, turning on all the lights, examining, like, because you could tell she was a little timid, but I could feel the responses back in my body. And then I had just told her, just take a deep breath. I'm just feeling that you're getting like shallow breathing. I said, just breathe all the way in, just stop and breathe all the way in and then breathe out, and she did that as I was saying it to her. She was like, thanks. I said, reset your fields just like that, one breath. But I was like, hold it, pause. And then she paused. You could tell her, pause between the breath. I said, now set your intention. I was like, you got to set it quick. So reset the fields. And she did that quick. So when you're out and about and you feel something from somebody, you can take that as a teaching moment and help them, even if it's just correcting their breath. If you feel that, if your body's reacting a certain way around other people and you feel it, speak it. Speak it. Stand in that truth. You got this. Never going to get it. I get it. Never going to get it. Never going to get it. Hey, what do you mean never going to get it? Hey, person. We are talking about, what are we talking about? The truth. There you go. Well, actually, I'm saving my last goodbye line. I finished everything in my notes, so I guess we'll just cover this off the fly here. We're just talking about shit. I'm sorry. Right? We're talking about the straw man accounts. We're talking about standing and status in jurisdictions in court. We're talking about why we even have to learn this stuff, so it never happens again. But if it's all going away, so I'm presenting some things like, if this is all going away, why do we have to learn it? It's kind of a complaint, but it's more of a standing issue. And you're standing in your divine birthright. And you're here on divine province. This is your dominion. You're master of your domain, and I'm not talking about Seinfeld. You're master of your energy fields. Your energy fields is your domain. It includes your body, yes, but it expands beyond your body. And your field, when you take ownership of that, that's when you start making that connection with your soul and you start doing all that. We kind of approach things from that angle, that say the spiritual community or people that learn and teach in meditation and yoga and tai chi and all these things, for lack of better words and no more division, we take all of the health and meditation and wellness and energy and healing and Reiki and all of that, and we call it the spiritual communities. So in the spiritual communities, when you have that divine providence and that spark of divinity is within you, you know you're speaking on the authority of your soul. And it becomes less and less of a, "Ooh, I don't wanna say that out loud," you get more and more of just, like, knowing who you are. If you say, like, "My creator created me, I'm here on divine birthright, in my divine I'm on divine province, and I am in my divine birthright in this body, like, nothing can touch me. Anything that comes into my field disintegrates, that's not to enhance and enlighten the body." Anything that approaches, like, any germs, anything that comes into my field's instantly transmuted. Like, when you know you have that and you have that power behind you, there's nothing that can touch you. And yes, somebody could come and, like, put a gun to your head and shoot you dead. Yeah, that could happen too. Hey, you know? Did your soul know that was gonna happen? Yeah, your soul knows when you're gonna exit. It might seem like an accident. There might be people that take action that cut other things short that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, you could say all that, but then you're getting into this long debate over whether free will usurps divine plan. You get into all that kind of stuff. So it's not Calvinism, it's not determination, it's the determinism. There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot. So we're talking about standing in status because in the court systems, David Straight is teaching a method to become a state national, and there's 8 parts to a workshop he did a year ago that are offered for free on Rumble. I have the link in the description box for you, so check that out, person. If you wanna look into it, just listen to the first one. See if it's something that it might be action you might wanna take yourself or not. I think a lot of the people in the spiritual communities that haven't heard about this, I think, are hearing about it now, because another friend of mine, when I mentioned it to her, "Oh my god, did you hear so and so was talking about this?" Or, "I know someone else was talking." I'm getting that a lot. So I feel like it's another wave of people that are coming through, and it might be the last wave of people, you know, because when this thing flips, all that stuff's going away. We're not gonna need to do it. We're not gonna need to do it. That's my goodbye line. I didn't give my goodbye line. I actually made a little rhyme for my goodbye line tonight. No, I didn't. Yeah, I snorted there too. No, I didn't do it yet. Um, Less about learning what was done wrong, but the magical journey of what we truly are and can do. Yup, I agree with that. The truth is we are magic. There you go. That's right. We're divine. We're divinity. We're creators. Every time I'm creating, my mind is out. I'm just in it. That's how I can do dot after dot after dot after dot on my artwork. I don't know if you guys saw my last video or not. It was I think it was like 12 or 13 minutes. It's not that long. And it's an animation. I figured out how to screen record. And then I took the screen record and I edited the front and the back end of it out. So you're not seeing like me going into the app and all that. Um, it just starts with the artwork. And I did GarageBand and I made my own music for it. And I only talked for the first half of it. And then as soon as the gold started coming in, I just let you get your downloads from it. So I hope you enjoy that because I'm going to be putting more of those videos up. I really, really enjoy doing it. It gets my mind out and the images appear to me and I get downloads while I'm doing it. So I know that my codes are being expressed through the artwork. So when people look and actually study that and use that, they're living, moving plasmic tools of ascension light, I guess. Tools of something. Tools of something that helps you connect with your divinity. Because I'm doing this, my mind's completely out. It's all divine coming in using the vessel. And the way these images appear, it's just like nuts how they appear in the dots. And I just keep connecting them. So yeah, I got another one going on and it's gold. It'll be my next uploaded video. I want to have it done within the next 2 days. And it's really going to pack a punch, you guys. So check that out when I upload it. Let me know if you like it. I mean, I may, I could do another channel for that, or maybe I could put that over on Rumble or just do that on Patreon. I don't know, but let me know if you like it when you see it. More of remembering who we are and acting naturally on that. Yes, Scotty, I agree. Oh, way magic. I'm a magic man. I'm a magic man. Isn't that didn't the females sing that song? Just wondering. Ooh, he's a magic man. Yes, I don't. Abracadabra. You you have wait a minute. Where'd that go? Trouble accepting your bigness. Never going to somebody else's court. Yes, you got to establish your own court. Stay in your own home court. That's why you want to ask for a common law court and say that you're on divine appearance before you're even called. And you want to carry your peace flag and you want to carry pieces of silver so you can't be accused of being a pauper. There's things that they'll try to get you on. So if you have one silver coin with you or something, I just bring my silver piece it can use for bartering. I say I just use it. I've never been in court. I've imagined that if I was going in, that I would use this piece and another silver piece or two that I have and just bring them with me with the flag so that I would be in honor. You have to be in honor when you go in to request a common court, which it looks like I might be doing in the fall. Yikes. Bulletproof. Yes. Oh, wait, where'd that go? I saw something about marbles. Wait, you can put marbles in your nose. Oh, Scotty, that's funny. The incident, huh? Uh-oh. You hadn't watched that yet. Oh, my last one? Oh, yeah. No big deal. I'm going to put up the gold one up soon. Like I said, in the next day or two. And that one's got some really, really cool things. It's still a work in progress. So I was going to show it to you, but it would have to animate the whole. All right, you know what? I'll just show you a little bit of it, okay? All right, I don't know. It's animating right now. I don't know if you can see that or not. Whoop. I know it's hard to see. Sorry about that. Too many lights. But these are all dots that I'm making this artwork. These are all dots. It looks funny. It's the whole, yeah, there's too much light going on here. Hold on. Let me turn this off. Maybe this will work a little better. No, that's a reflection. Do, 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 do. Anyway, see all that movement going there? That's all dots. And it's not all filled in. It's just intricate work. Anyway, I'm going to share this with you guys when it's done. This is just a small part of it. And there's a lot more going on. And, oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, it's a little bigger. And then a lot of cool things start happening in this animation. Anyway, that's about it. I can't wait to see it. Good. Heart sings it. I'm a teapot. Here's my handle. Here's my spout. Uh-oh. Yeah, no, that's not my rhyme. Oh my God, am I that far behind? Sorry, guys. All right, have a nice dinner, Stephanie. Sorry, it's 56 and I'm at 9. All right, that was only 4 minutes ago. That's not too bad. Yes, we'll talk this week. Don't answer when they call. You don't answer when they call your name? I thought you were supposed to stand up and before your second foot hits the floor, you're supposed to say that you're here on divine appearance. You're here on special divine appearance in your divine province, requesting a common court of law. We appreciate you too, Stephanie. We love you too. Scotty's in the higher ethers. You got to get out of the sun. I need to get in the sun. I miss the sun. I got a little bit yesterday, but I've missed it. Who caved? I didn't cave. You talking to someone else? Stephanie, right back at you. You all are damn titans, is what you all are. Oh, love you, person. Oh my God, where did it all go? Sorry, guys. I am trying to get caught up. Like a bee leaving a trace. Super pretty. All right. And Stephanie, enjoy your dinner. You like the last one, Scott? Are you talking about the video? Oh, cool. Hey, Melanie, welcome. Welcome to the chat. We are actually at an hour and a half already. Holy moly, how did that happen? I guess because I went on at 7:30. I went on a half an hour early, and you guys are still here. I love you. That way. Oh, I caved and shoved it. Yeah, I did. Well, actually, it's still going. The animation is still going. So I'll just show you a quick peek. See, it's still going. And that's all. It's all drawn out. I know you're getting reflections. You can't really see it, but that was just a quick peek. It's still going. And you know what? You're not going to get the downloads just getting a quick peek that way. So Willow Pillow. Oh my God. Hey, girl. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. How you been, sister? Love you, Mel. Person, thanks for all the magic for you too. Thanks for being here and your comments and your support and your love. That's awesome. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere that way. Person. I love how you guys all know each other from the chat. You guys are awesome. All right. And of course, every time I'm getting ready to go, someone new pops in and it's like, hey, nice to see you. Really nice to see you, Willow. I think it was person who came in later and had missed a little, and I was just trying to catch her up. Oh, good. You missed most of it. Well, c'est la vie. No big deal. The link's in the description box. You can watch David straight instead of watching me. Really, I'm just going on my own rants. I'm expressing opine, my opinion. That's it. David Strait's teaching some really good stuff. So if you got to choose him. He will teach you things that will blow your mind, and it'll force you into a decision whether or not to watch more. It's an 8-part free thing. Like I was saying, part 1 is linked in my description or under the more. It's under the video. It's already there. When you go and watch that one, if you want to learn more, there's 7 more parts. Just search Rumble for it. So you're all good there, guys. All right. And I think I am going to wrap this up now because it's an hour and a half, you guys. And I'm kind of tired. So I'm going to get going and I'm going to work on that gold thing for you. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to read my little poem for you. Well, it's as you go about your day, give gratitude in your own way. Share a smile, lend a hand. Be the one who takes a stand. And just be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. I love you guys. Take care. Peace. Hi, this is Linda. Thanks for tuning in. If you resonate with this video or if you receive some benefit from it, would you please consider sharing it?